Now, Dr. Laura Waters, pediatrician at Mercy, is joining us here on Daybreak. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
Good morning.
And as we heard Elisa talk about, those 90s are coming back. Cool these next couple of days, but those 90s are coming back. And you said that 90 temperatures, the heat index of 90 or greater puts people at risk for heat-related illnesses, and that's what we're discussing today, heat-related illnesses. What are some health effects of extreme heat, Dr. Waters?
So some of the things that we worry about related to heat are symptoms of heat exhaustion, heat stroke, heat cramps, dehydration. So there are a lot of different effects that your body can have related to heat.
What are some of those symptoms, ranging from all of those heat cramps to heat stroke, that we should be watching out for?
So some of the symptoms that you can have if you're having a heat-related illness, you can feel very tired and drowsy. You can obviously feel very hot. You'll be sweating a lot. Sometimes you can have a fever, feel nauseated or sick to your stomach. People can actually vomit, have headaches. And then, they can also have intense and extreme thirst. And so it just progresses to muscle cramps. And then people can get more serious illnesses related to like heat stroke, where they become confused and just seem out of it. And those are people that you definitely need to take action on very quickly.
Does this affect all ages, from children to adults and then older individuals as well?
Yeah, so children can definitely be affected by heat, and we definitely need to pay attention to heat-related illnesses in kids. Keeping kids cooler. They have smaller bodies, so they can be affected more quickly, and so and they dehydrate faster. So making sure that we keep them hydrated. When we do recognize those signs and symptoms in people, that we put them in a cool place. So if you have access to air conditioning, cool them off with cool rags around their neck, in their armpits or in their groin, if they're having heat-related symptoms. You can also, obviously definitely hydrate them like crazy. And in general, making sure that we're also doing sun safety as well, having your sunscreen on and those sorts of things to help protect you from the sun.
And those things will apply to not only the kids, but everyone, to prevent a heat-related illness, correct?
Absolutely. And when you rehydrate, the most important thing to use is actually water. But in children under 6 months of age especially, you don't want to use water because it changes the salt-water balance in their body, and they can actually have seizures if you give them too much water. So the recommendation is to give them breast milk or formula, and then to give Pedialyte if you don't have one of those things, but definitely not just giving them plain water.
Now, going back to the heat stroke that you were talking about, when do we know to call a doctor? When do we know it's something more serious, that you can't just, go to someplace cool and drink lots of water? How do you know that, okay, this is serious enough, I better call the doctor now?
If you're starting to get some of those more serious complaints, like you're starting to feel faint, or you are actually vomiting, you're having intense muscle cramps, and trying to hydrate for, a good probably 5-10 minutes is not helping some of those symptoms, then you definitely should be getting in. Because if you're trying some of those things, you get into a cool place and you're drinking fluids and you're trying to remedy some of the symptoms that you're having, and it's not getting better, then you definitely need to be coming in and getting checked and making sure that we can hydrate you and get you cool.
And finally, do you have any final tips for staying healthy and avoiding those heat-related illnesses before we go?
Obviously, one of the great things is that you can get out in the mornings and in the evenings. Right now it's cool, so definitely get those kids outside and play because they need it. And then avoid the hottest time of the day. So take breaks.
All right, sounds good. Take breaks and drink lots of water. Thanks, Dr. Waters, for being here with us. And we'll be right back with more right here on